Greetings, this is Skylar Saunders Singh. What's current? I'm not a broadcaster. I'm not a YouTube figure. But I'd make YouTube videos. But I broadcast on a YouTube site, on a YouTube channel. Anybody knows what I'm talking about? I'm talking about Sukihana, my fellow Delawarean, another Delawarean in the news for her comments and during an interview with Bobbi Althoff, the really good podcast. She sat down with the podcaster and she knew what she was doing. I have to give her credit because she was super trolling. She knows what a musician is. She knows that she's, a multi, figure, I don't want to say talented because she's not super talented to me. I have to admit, I think, there are plenty of other women that are much better. I can't just say, oh, she's from Delaware. Oh, I got to hold down my Delaware artist. No, she's okay. She just fits the description. L Boogie's in the room. Salute to L Boogie. If you ain't got the money, my friend, just tell like 6 other people about the show. We'll be good. We'll be Gucci. You don't have to send in a donation. Just tell other people about the show. We'll be Gucci. All right. So Sukihana, born and raised in Wilmington, Delaware, which is just about 20 minutes from my house. Probably, I don't know what side she was on. There's east side, there's west side, and there's south side, South Bridge. I don't know what hood she reps. I don't know what hood rat, areas she frequented. But then there's the north side, and we don't really call it the north side. We just call it, you just call it Wilmington. You just call it, uptown or maybe downtown Wilmington. That's what you call it. That's where all the businesses, the banks. There's so many banks. You got Barclays. I said this the other day. There's Wisfis. There's Bank of America. There's so many different banks. You got to count them all. But I digress. Sukihana is marginally talented, but she's a very smart young lady. I have to give her credit for that. She's calculating. And I mean that in the best possible way. People use calculating in a negative sense. I use it in a positive sense. She has her finger on the pulse and she knows what she's doing. She has an idea of who her audience is. It's very similar to Sexyy Red and she's like a offspring of Trina and Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and the women that are flaunting their their genitalia or talking about it and talking about their rear end and their breasts and everything like that on the records, how much money they're getting from OnlyFans. She has that account. She's been on TV. She was on Love and Hip Hop Miami. She spent time in Miami during her adolescence. She's got it, but this interview could launch her even further. If she plays her cards right, as the cliche goes, if she makes more music, she could definitely be a contender for one of the best MCs. I can't vote for her to be one of the best MCs, but she may be, in other people's eyes, a contender. She could hold the belt, because she definitely has those raunchy lyrics. She's offspring of Millie Jackson and Lil' Kim. The raunchiest of the raunchy. Talking about eating, booty hole and eating the guy's booty hole and just all kinds of crazy mess like that. But that's what it is now. That's what it has been ever since. And I don't want to go all the way back, but you want to go back almost 100 years ago. The Blues talked about this. Jelly Roll Morton had the dozens. The Smith sisters and Robert Johnson and so many others, all the blues. What is squeeze my lemon to the juice runs down my leg? Do you have to have too much of an imagination what kind of metaphor that is for? Let me think. And that's in the 30s or something. There wasn't a little sticker that said parental advisory on the albums when they came out. It's like, it's ridiculous. It's just so weird. We're in that position, that the government can take its powers, because it doesn't have rights. It doesn't have the right to make it so. It has the power, though, has the power to put a little sticker on or a little icon on the streaming service of a album or a playlist or whatever the case may be, and say, it's explicit. But nobody was saying that back in 1938. They just, outright banned it. I guess that was probably it. That's probably what they did. They probably burned the records. They probably melted down the LPs. Um, so, it's a different world. I'm strongly against the parental advisory notices. I'm totally against the idea of regulating art. I'm totally against that. It should be up to the private organizations, the companies like the MPAA. I think it's Motion Pictures Academy and Arts or something, Arts and Academy, something like that. But they have the rating system from G to NC-17. That should stand. They should have the right to do that because it's a private entity. You have a right to do that. Individuals have a right to do that. So what I think Sukihana is doing is very, very well planned, well executed. She went into the interview, strong. She's guiding the interview the whole time. Little white girl. God bless her heart. There is no God. I'm an atheist, but God bless her heart. She tried to keep up with her. She knew too. I think she had an understanding that okay, she's driving this interview. I'm gonna just let her keep gassing the engine. Just keep revving the engine because I'm gonna get views off of this. This is my view time, and it looks like it already has. It almost has 500,000 views in just almost 48 hours or a little over 48 hours, 2 days. So I think Sukihana is very wise. I think she's wise behind her years. She's not the prettiest girl. She's not that good looking, not because of her skin tone. I like dark skinned chicks, but her face is not. It's not that. She's not pretty. She's not a pretty girl. She's okay in the face. She's got a fat ass. Anybody want a fat ass? You can go up to her. She's got an understanding of style and dress. She's got the long nails. She's got I think she's got a gay publicist or manager or something like that. Keeps her together. But that's alleged. I have no idea his sexual orientation. But it just in my estimation, she could really be something of worth, and maybe next to her sister, in rhyme, Sexyy Red. Sexyy Red has controlled the business. She had the best song according to Rolling Stone last year. Pound Town. I think maybe it wasn't Pound Town. Was it Pound Town? Hold on. I'm gonna do some quick research. Hold up. And some people say I'm unsure. I got a comment says I'm unsure. Yeah, I'm unsure. That's why I got the internet. Rolling Stone, Sexyy Red. Is it Ski? Yeah, Ski. Excuse me, not Pound Town. Ski was named the best song of the year 2023. Best song of the year. Ski. And it's so beautiful. This is another example of the Fortune 500, CEO. She's a female. She runs a multi-billion-dollar company. She makes millions of dollars a year. What does she want to listen to? She wants to listen to some Burt Bacharach. There's no God, but God rest his soul. What's she gonna listen to? She gonna listen to the stylings of Neil Diamond. What's she gonna do? No, she's gonna turn on that Sukihana, Sexyy Red, all that. She want to listen to that. She just got off of work. She want to go to the club with her girlfriends. That also make millions of dollars a year. As CEOs or COOs or maybe even billions of dollars a year. I don't know. You could be a CEO. You're up there in the billions probably. Technically. But that's what they want to hear. They want to have their, purses and their heels all in the circle and dance around, listening to, my I hate to say this. My coochie is pink, my booty hole's brown, you know, all that nonsense. That's what they want to hear. They don't want to hear, you know, J. Cole breaking down the mathematics of the day, and or Talib Kweli going in on a beat, or Black Thought, you know, rapping about, you know, rapping circles around these niggas. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear about, you know, their coochie getting popped, and, you know, popping their booties and stuff like that. That's what it is. That's just a reality. You can't knock that. You can't say anything against it. That's just the truth. That's just what it is right now in this day and age. And there's nothing, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You have a good time, you want to throw on a good, you know, record, there's probably people playing these songs at funerals and memorial services, twerking on the casket. Got the leg out on you know, on the body. But I wouldn't put it past somebody. I really wouldn't. What they do? They brought Shawty Lowe's his corpse to the strip club. I think they were throwing dollars around. It's not a game. It's part of the game. Sukihana is a smart young lady. She knows what she's doing. When she had the question, or the comment, you know, you're a musician, and she said, a magician. I don't do magic. I make music or something. I'm paraphrasing. And the whole issue was like, she's stupid. She doesn't even know the word musician. She's confusing with magician. She's doing that on purpose. Duh. She's calculating. She's thinking. She knows she can draw views. She can draw people to that site. The reason why I'm even talking about it. She knew exactly what she was doing at the jump. She knew it. And Bobbi Althoff is smart too. She knows what she's doing. She's no dummy. She has her eyes, you know, on the prize. She said, "Yeah, this is gonna get me some views. This is gonna get me some kind of money right now." And they were talking about all kinds of crazy stuff. They're talking about going to Mars and seeing how much money they had to make, and different companies they had to form, and how much OnlyFans was worth, and how much money it would cost to start a website, a competitor to OnlyFans. I'm sure there are competitors to OnlyFans. They're just not as big. I can't name one. I'm trying to think of a McDonald's, Burger King, Uber, Lyft. You know, like the direct competition, like Nike and Adidas. You know, that kind of direct. You know, okay, bang bang. Okay, I get it now. They're trying to compete against each other. I don't know about anything against OnlyFans. There probably are dozens, but I can't think of any that comes off the top of my head right now. I can't think of any. OnlyFans got it popping. And she was pointing out to Bobbi's feet. She was like, "You can make money off of them feet." she was talking real, you know, not safe for kids, not safe for work, not safe for, you know, anyone under 18 years old in my book. But she was saying how, you know, the color, she called it nut. You know what that is, okay? Everybody knows what nut is. You know, it's that whatever, that whitish yellowish color of semen, and that's what she was referring to. And she has all kinds of lyrics that are just, you know, completely, you know, completely crass, raunchy, dirty, ratchet, and it's lovely. It's great. I love it. She's not the best rapper. She's not the best looking rapper, you know, female rapper in my book, but she has a calculating mind. I respect that. She has a mind about the business. She says, "I'm a mogul." She's already declaring herself as a mogul. She has multi hats. She's been on television. She's been on radio, and she has. I don't think she has an LP yet. She hasn't released a full album yet. But she's getting the bag. She's getting the bag. I'm sure she's doing appearances. She's going to clubs. I'm sure she's, you know, she probably is doing a tour. She's probably making anywhere. I'm guessing, this is not me. I mean, this is not any figures I know. I haven't, you know, researched how much, you know, she gets a show, but probably anywhere from $50,000, or $25,000, $50,000 a show, if that, or maybe more. I don't know, but she is, a force to be reckoned with, and she's from the state of Delaware. I did not know that. This is the beauty of my show. I teach, but I learn at the same time. I did not know that until Rick James yesterday told me, clued me in. Oh yeah, she's already, because I said, I'm putting Delaware on the map as a writer and director. No, there are very few writers and directors that have come from Delaware, if any. There's actors, Ryan Phillippe, Sean Patrick Thomas, of course, the lovely Aubrey Plaza. I mean, she's just the biggest star, I think, to ever come out of Delaware as far as Hollywood is concerned. But Sukihana, she in her own right, she's a star as well, that has been able to rise out of the second small state in the union. So by area, by population, we're like, what are you, like 48th, 47th, something like that. Maybe because there's like Wyoming and like Utah or something like that. Some has, we're almost at 1 million people. I think we're just over 1 million people. So we're like 45th or something. I don't know. I haven't checked. The stats yet in a while. But yeah. So Sukihana, she got her name again from the restaurant in Christiana Mall, which Charles Barkley named his daughter after, Christiana. It's a magical place, Delaware. I'm telling you, it's enchanting. You'll be inspired to name yourself after a restaurant, only because she said a male once told her she tasted like, her genitalia tasted like Sukihana. The food, the Japanese food, so just go to the bank and deposit that. Put your 2 cents in and get $1 back. Who said that? Lil Weezy, of course, Lil Louisiana, Lil Wayne. But yeah, so she definitely is very smart, very thoughtful, very calculating. Like I said, that's a good sign. That's a compliment. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's saying these things. She's saying these words. They were doing a test where if they could walk, because they were drinking during the show. It was almost turning into drink champs. They're seeing if they could walk a straight line. They're comparing their tattoos. She says she's got a Kill Bill tattoo up under her booty cheeks. That's Sukihana. Sukihana. And Bobbi, she had to say, this is the era we're in. She had a Bible verse. If God be with us, who can stand? I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember the entire phrase. If God be for us, who can stand against? I think it is if God be for us, who can be against us? That's it. She has that on her back. Romans 8:31. So that's tremendous to me. That takes a lot of balls, and she apparently has no balls, but she's a ballsy kind of girl. She's got chutzpah. She's got spunk. She's got she's talented in a way that social engineers are talented. I'm a social engineer. I have writing. That's my forte. Is actually the written word. That's my best offering to the world. Her best offering is rapping. She's a very good rapper. She's not excellent. She's very good. She knows how to ride the beat. She has flow. I guess you could say she's another, iteration of Megan Thee Stallion, and so many other female rappers that have, the ability to be, classy but crass at the same time. I don't know how they strike that balance, but they're able to do it. They can be raunchy and really, elegant at the same time. So that's something to learn from. That's something that you can grow from for I guess young girls. I'm looking at Abbott Elementary, and the principal. I can't remember the actor's name. I'll look it up. Ava from Abbott Elementary. The actress, her name is Janelle James, and the way she governs herself on that show It's like she's about to step right into a Sexyy Red or a Sukihana video. She has that whole charisma and that enigmatic idealism connected to her. That's what's so cool about her. That's what's so refreshing and a thing like that. But that's what I get from Sukihana. She has that sensibility, that way of communicating, that way of I know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like it's your job to figure out what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. Like that's what I think Bobbi knew. I think they may have even plotted at the beginning. I said, look, this is gonna be one of your highest viewed interviews. Okay, I'm gonna make sure you get your due. I'm gonna make sure you get on here, and I'm gonna make sure. And Bobby's like, I'm gonna make sure you get launched into another, stratosphere. With this, because like I said, they're talking about going to Mars and stuff. Like they're talking about all kinds of stuff, not just the music, not just her fashion or anything like that. They're talking about setting up websites and billionaires, and if you watch Shark Tank and stuff like that. So I got one person in here and one like. I'm not mad. L Boogie left. Hopefully he left to go get some friends. Two people in here, one like. I need 2 likes. Two people in here. I need 2 likes. If you just hit that like button one time. Hit that like button. Angie Cooper, salute to you, girl. Have you been enjoying the show so far? When did you come in? Did you come in when I'm talking about Sukihana? She's from my state of Delaware. She was born and raised in Wilmington, Delaware. I was born in Dover and raised in Newark. Oh, you're at work. Okay. Just checking in. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Angie. You're at work. Hey, girl, if you at work, okay, you have to hear it later. Okay. And if you just can't, if you can't do it, don't do it. But if you could just drop $5, $10, that's all on you. If you can't drop it, don't worry about it. I got this on lock. I'm getting more views now, you know, and I'm definitely doing it. I'm doing the damn thing. I got my gold tie now. I used to have the silver tie. I'm going for the gold. So yeah, so definitely check back. Put a cash app in if you can. You know. Yes, thank you. Yeah, make sure you hit that cash app. I appreciate it, Angie. Respect to you, lady. All right, so I got 4 people in here. Angie was one person, so probably going to go down to 3 people. I need 4 likes. 4 people, 4 likes. Come on now. The algorithm is God. Algorithm is determining this. So, but Sukihana is a smart, calculating, manipulative, vicious bitch. I had to say it. Give her one time. I got my one bitch. Well, that's 2. Um, license. Rick James. Rick James. Salute to Rick James. Hold on. I'm going crazy now. Um, Rick James. Salute. You're the reason why I'm even having this conversation right now. Thank you, Rick James. Thank you, Rick James, for telling me about Sukihana. I never even heard of what a Sukihana. Maybe I may have heard her in a song or something like that, but I didn't really pay attention to her. But I totally didn't understand it till yesterday. He brought it to my attention. I looked up her Wikipedia. I was like, Wilmington, Delaware. All right. What side is she from? East side, west side, South Bridge. What hood she rep? That's what I want to know. That's all I want to know. So respect to Angie Cooper. She had to leave. I respect her. But Sukihana is, she's popping right now. She's bubbling. What they call bubbling under, the charts or something on the charts, like bubbling under 100 or something. It's the songs that are not quite there yet, not quite on the charts, but just about to get on there or on the charts, or they haven't really cracked the 200. Rick James says she's one of the best. She's one told the best. I remember listening to her when she first started. I never even heard of her. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I tried it. It's not my thing. I love scripted TV. I can't do reality TV. The only reality TV I do is sports. That's all I do. Sports and the news. That's the only, and that's hardly reality anymore. Talking about the news channels. I don't really watch news channels. I listen to Bloomberg and Delaware Public Media. That's all I listen to. Okay, to admit, I don't really watch them, but I watch, some of the cooking shows, Hell's Kitchen, Beat Bobby Flay, some stuff like that, different things like that. Some game shows, Jeopardy, what is it? Split Second, the Chain Reaction, stuff like that. But that's about it. Masterminds, that's all. That's it. I like scripted TV especially. Oh, MasterChef Kids. Oh, I gotta check that out. Why are you watching the kids though? I didn't say anything, Rick James. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing because this show is supported not financially but spiritually, and I don't mean that in a mystical sense, by Rick James, because I just looked at Sukihana and she's on the news. She's in the news. Like I said, she's in this interview with what is it? Is it the Pretty Good or is it the Really Good? The Really Good podcast. The Really Good podcast with Bobbi Althoff. I think I pronounced her name right. Althoff. Yeah, but so that is the idea that's been put around for the world to see. It's global. It's on the internet. Anybody in Bangkok to Auckland to Chicago to Illinois to Liverpool, it doesn't matter, to Lagos, to Venezuela, to Rio de Janeiro, all over the place, even in space. It's all over. Sukihana's on somebody's playlist in the ISS, in the International Space Station. Somebody's cranking up the Sukihana right now, floating around. Listen to Suki. Oh yeah, booty hole and my titties and all that. They're jamming to that. They're jamming, and that's all right, because it's just an iteration of the blues. It's just a offspring of the blues. The blues was more coded. It wasn't as explicit. That's the reason why it says explicit content. It's not coded. Squeeze my lemon till the juice runs down my leg is coded. That has a code to it. That it's not. You have to say, well, let me see. Well, oh, he's saying that. I got it now. See, it takes time, but they're just saying it now. Bust a nut in your face and there's, watch it all come down your face. It's explicit. It's completely and totally out there. It's for anyone to hear. Dot focus on the check-in. Yeah. Salute to you. Salute. Salute and respect. What's good to you? I'm just talking about a fellow Delawarean, Sukihana. That's all I'm doing this whole time. I've been talking about Sukihana. I'm about to switch it up in a few, but this whole time I've been talking about Sukihana. You're loving the dream, exactly. Loving the dream. That's what it's all about. But Sukihana from Wilmington, Delaware, putting Delaware on the map again. Another female, because it was Ryan Phillippe, Sean Patrick Thomas, a few more. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but those two especially. But Aubrey Plaza has been putting it down. She hosted SNL. She's definitely got her finger on the pulse. The pulse has her. She is the pulse. She's doing TV and movies. Getting good money, great money, probably getting like 7 figures a picture, something like that now, at least. So I just want to spend this time. It's exactly at the 30-minute mark, and just see, just explore. What does it mean? How can I? Oh, don't. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, Supreme wants to donate. I don't think he's trolling. I think he's telling the truth. I think he's being honest. I'm gonna show him this. This is the best way to donate right here, and I'm asking for at least $10. At least $10 donation. At least $10. If it's less than $10, I'm pushing it back. But I appreciate you, Supreme. If you're sincere, I will see it on my watch. I'll see it on my phone. $10. $10 minimum. That is it. If you want to do $50, hey, I'm not going to stop you, but I'm looking for $10. $10 is good, right? Right room, right chat room, right chat. $10, is that asking too much? Because I'm looking for the $100 club. The $100 club is $100 donated every month to this broadcast. It used to be $50, but up to the ante. I'm getting more, views. I'm getting more exposure. I'm putting it out there. So it's not a game. Oh well, all I can afford, all you can afford is $1. Then you can't do nothing for me. I only do with people that ain't broke. If you're broke, that's okay. You can be like Rick James and supply information and supply people that are sadly he supplied somebody that hurt him, went bad. He had a bad deal with him, but you know bring 5, 10 people to the club. Don't bring 11 people to the club. Let the 11 person say, who is that goofy guy with the black hat and the black shirt and the gold tie? Who is that goofy guy? What is he about? What is that? So just make it 10 people. If you can't afford $10, make sure you can give me 10 people. Just let 10 people know about me, but not 11, just 10. All right. So what am I saying? I'm saying, what does it mean to rep, where you're from? I'm talking about people where I'm from. People, I was just name dropping. There's people like Valerie Bertinelli. She was an army kid, or a military brat, what they call them. Her father moved around all the place. She was born in Delaware. She lived there for a small amount of time. But there are people that lived here all their life and became successful, and very celebrity worthy. Ryan Phillippe, Sean Patrick Thomas, Aubrey Plaza. I'm just name dropping some people. Some people that didn't make it. There's rappers that died, that didn't get the chance to go on. Bobby Dimes, he was shot and killed in Wilmington, Delaware. He is no longer with us. He had a song called Out Delaware. Shiz Nitty, he didn't pop off. He had a song called Socks in the Air. Yeah, socks in the air. We everywhere. When girls go round her. Where is he? Anybody ever heard of Shiz Nitty? Anybody? No, it's Suki night. Sukihana. Sukihana's day. It's all about Sukihana. She's the music version. She could blow up. She could really blow up. She could really blow up. She's bubbling. Like I said, she's not the kettle isn't going up. It's not whistling, but the water is definitely percolating. It's bubbling on the inside. Klaus Clout. Nope. What Klaus Clout? What are you saying nope to? Where's my This is your. It seems like you're new. So, where is my donation from you? Where is my donation, sir? Where is my donation? So I'm talking about people like from the surrounding areas of. So who is Klaus? I don't even know who Klaus is. You invited Kayla. Who's Kayla? Is Kayla on here right now? Get her on here right now. And Klaus, you invited Klaus? Okay, salute to Klaus. I guess I don't know. I don't even. I need my donation first. Anybody comes in first, I knock them over the head. This is invite only. No, this is if you're invited, be honored. He's your plumber. Okay, so I'm looking for donations from people that first come in. I knock you over the head. I said, oh, you're here. Whoops. Okay, I'll leave. Okay, hey, do what you got to do. If you don't want to be here, don't be here. I'm not forcing you. This is a non-force, non-aggressive a show. I gotta run pockets. If Klaus can't get this money, if Supreme can't get up this money, bye bye. La 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 la. Hey hey hey. You know the rest. Got 3 people in here, 3 likes. I'm not mad. I'm talking about hometown heroes. Who is from your home state? My surrounding state: Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia. All these different states have different ideas. They have totally different people that emanate from these places that are solidified. People are all from, I'm not even going to name them. It's too many to name. There's multiple TV shows. There's multiple movies. None of them have featured Delaware. They've been set in Delaware in some locations. They have been. Sometimes they have been set in Delaware. But for the most part, they have not been featured in Delaware. That they have not completely put Delaware on the map in the sense that it should have been. I'm not mad at the fact that there's Sukihana who wants to come up through the ranks. She's probably going to represent Miami because she spent time there during her adolescence. She's probably not going to hold down Delaware that strong. She hasn't mentioned it in her interviews. I haven't seen her say anything. Okay, so wait a minute. Dot Focus says, I'm on DoorDash trying to figure out what to order from Wawa and laugh my ass off at the stream. I'm glad you are, sir. I'm glad you get some kind of humor from my vitriol, my musings, my nonsense. I don't know what, but I appreciate that, sir. Thank you. And you're a contributor. You got that blue wrench, so definitely promote as much as you want. Promote your stream. I promote your stream, and as a matter of fact, let me take this time and pause for my sponsors. If you want this sea moss, I don't know about it. I never tried it. If you want the gummies, I've never had one of them. This guy is a great guy. He sent me nothing. He's sent to this machine. He's definitely contributed to this machine. I'll never doubt him on that. But I'll get to it. His site, which is beautiful. It's a great site. It's streamlined. It's very professional. It's lifestrongapparel.com. That's LIFESTRONGAPPAREL.com. Lifestrong Apparel. You can get all the information from that site. Tell them that Skylar Saunders, moi, sent you. Also, subscribe to at BEEJACKSON5478 on YouTube.com. B Jackson 5478. Make sure that you check out his chicken, check out his beer, check out all his different sardines on the grill. He's a very clever guy, very smart guy, funny guy. You're gonna have a good time watching his videos. So check him out. Also, check out Spirit Smooth Tunes. That's SPIRIT SMOOTHTUNES on YouTube.com. Tell him that I sent you. He has Najee. He has Earth, Wind, and Fire. He has Kim. He has so many different artists that are all packaged into a collection of greatness. So if you love R&B and soul and neo soul, definitely check him out. He's definitely on the come up. He's already made, a huge splash. He's a great guy. He's definitely one of the biggest contributors to this machine. So I definitely appreciate him. Now he's in the chat room. I think he's still in the chat room. I think. Let me make sure. Dot focus. It's twitch.tv/DOTFOCUS1_. Just hit the underscore once. And also, if you want to see him play his games, if you want to see, he can go into different rooms. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't get Discord. I don't get Twitch. I don't understand what's happening, but he does. So he knows what he's doing. So definitely check him out on twitch.tv/.focus DOTFOCUS1_. Okay, and if you want to advertise or sponsor on Skylar Saunders Seeing, go to Skylar Saunders, SKYLERSAUNDERS @gmail.com. And like I said before, you can join the 100 Club by contributing $100 or more in a month to the broadcast. All right, so I have to give my various ways to offer money for you to offer money to me so I can get paid. PayPal, paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS. Skylar Saunders, Venmo @Skylarize, SKYLERIZED. And my favorite, Cash App, $SKYLERSAUNDERS1. Skylar Saunders 1. All right, so let's get back into this, what we were doing. The late great Dot Focus. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Rick James, you be on point. You're like the gun that fires and shoots all over the place and hits the bullseye, but goes off on the side also at the same time. I don't get you sometimes, my friend. You're good money, but I don't get you sometimes. All right, so I'm talking about hometown heroes, people from all over the country, every state, I don't care where it is. It's going to represent something. But Delaware is like this. Even with the president of the United States of America, his house is like 25 minutes away from where I am right now. I could literally go out and get to his house, and it would take me less than an hour, less than a half hour, probably, maybe 45 minutes, something like that, at the most. Rick James says my hometown hero is the great cowboy film star John Wayne Gacy. Do you mean John Wayne, not John Wayne Gacy? John Wayne Gacy is a brutal murderer. And I think he's dead now. I think he either was, hold on, John Wayne Gacy. See, he died by lethal injection in 1994. So almost 30 years ago, he was killed. He was put to death. You should visit the house on a live stream. I don't know what you're talking about, Rick James. Rick James, you're on some other stuff right now, man. I don't know. You definitely are on some something strong. You're definitely on that dust, I'm sure. You're probably on that dust. But anyway, I can just so many. It's a plethora. Everybody loves to use the word plethora. It's a beautiful word. It's just overused, I think. But there's a plethora of different people from the surrounding states. Delaware is called the Diamond State because not for the sake of it being the first state or a small wonder or so many other of the titles that are attributed to it. It's because it is so close to New York and Philly and DC and Baltimore. That's the reason why. Nobody really cares about Delaware like that until it's Christmas season, until it's shopping season. They get those tax-free tax-free items. I think it should be flipped. I think it should be flipped over. It should be You don't tax the income, but you tax the consumption. It should be the reverse. Income tax should not exist. And if a country cannot stand because it didn't take in revenue by income taxes or payments for governmental services, then it doesn't deserve to stand. That's my view. That was Ayn Rand's view. That's what I think is so true. I think that's a fact. I think that's real. That's something to stand on. So I think, as long as there's, people that are coming out, and this is just entertainment. I want to say, more politicians and scientists and inventors and architects and more people like that. I want to really put it on them. But I'm just saying, from when you're a little kid, you're looking up somebody, you're looking up, oh, he's from Delaware. Wow, I didn't know that. Wow, that's cool. I'm from Delaware too. If that was like extreme for me, because that was the only person I really looked at was Sean Patrick Thomas. He's a black guy. I was just like, wow, black man from Delaware. He's putting it down. He's doing his thing. And of course, it starts with the DuPont. Everybody says DuPont, but I think we should be able to say DuPont. DuPont. You can't even have DuPont. You got to have DuPont. But those were the most famous people probably from Delaware. The DuPont family is worth tens of billions of dollars. So they definitely rank high in the sense of the amount of people that know about them and have connections to this very famed, very disgraced in some cases, this very infamous family that still is going strong. Like I said, it's worth tens of billions of dollars. Yes, inbred millionaire. Yes. See, Dot Focus knows. He knows. He knows they're inbred millionaires. I would say they're billionaires, though. I'll say they're billionaires by now. They're probably billionaires at this point. I definitely would think so. Yeah. So I mean, once the merger with Dow came through, whoo, I know they made even more money from that. That merger with Dow and DuPont, man, they probably had a field day. They probably wanted to go back to old days, Yeah, there we go. There you go. Okay, Dow Folk correct himself. But I think they were actually abolitionists. Let me not go crazy. I don't think every DuPont had a slave or a slave girl or a slave boy, because there were slaves in the North. Let's not get it twisted. They just weren't in great numbers. There weren't, too many, thousands of acres of cotton or tobacco or indigo or anything to reap. They're mainly servants. And once it became the amazing grace. How sweet the sound when the eyes were open and they could see. But it wasn't the eyes opening they could see. It was the refusal to see. And then they finally acknowledged it and said, we got to get rid of the slavery thing. We got to get rid of it. So where am I going? I'm going all over the place. But what I'm saying is, the DuPont, definitely have a stronghold in Delaware and Delaware history. I mean, and if you look at the company, I mean, they make everything from Teflon pans to Kevlar helmets. They make there's another billionaire company or $1 billion company and a billionaire who he just recently died, Gore-Tex. Gore-Tex is made for the military. Gore-Tex is made for civilians. Straight from Delaware. A lot of people don't know that. Don't care. That's fine too. It's just a fact. But yeah, so that's another example. Let me look him up. Gore-Tex. Bill Gore. He died in 1986. He was actually from Meridian, Idaho, but he moved, I think, to Newark, Delaware in 1958. started the company W.L. Gore and Associates in the basement of their Newark, Delaware home. See, that's a beautiful story. That's another example of transplants. A lot of people get it twisted. Joe Biden isn't a complete Delawarean. And I wouldn't say he's really a Delawarean. He's more of a Scrantonite. He was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and he has a Pennsylvanian streak about him. I wouldn't even claim him as a Delawarean. Now, the alternate would be Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand was never a Russian because she never contributed to the idea of being in that Russian mentality. She was always an American. When she started from birth, from 2 years to 2.5 years old, she understood that there was a world out there beyond the snowy, fields of death that Russia really is, which is hell frozen over, if you think about it. But so I think with Ayn Rand, she was American. She was a full-blooded American. I don't like when I see in texts they say Russian American author, Russian American writer, philosopher. No, just say American philosopher. Just say American writer. That's all you have to do, because she was an American. She was more American than some Americans. And she made a point of that. People made a point of that. There were people that were standing around her and saying like, "Well, you're an immigrant here. You're not really American." She was like, "I chose to be here. I'm more of an American than you. You just happen to be born here. You didn't make the choice to become an American." And that's how she rolled. That's what she stuck her guns to. But Delaware, homegrown heroes. It's not a necessity that there be, that's kind of secondhanded. I have to have a hero for my state in order for me to flourish. That's kind of secondhanded. But it's nice when you have somebody that is accomplished and successful, and somebody that is able to represent for your state. Because I don't think Biden represents for his state. He doesn't represent Delaware for me. Anybody that says if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black, that's like the worst thing you can possibly say. That's the most racist statement I think I've heard in a long time. It's worse than some of Trump's suggestive language. So that's what I'm focusing on. That's what I'm really trying to get out into the world. If I make it, don't let me get too big, because white people will take me. I got that from the late great Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney said that when you get big, white people will take it. They took Tina Turner, they took Michael Jackson, they took O.J. Simpson, they gave him back. They took James Brown, they gave him back. So that's all Paul Mooney. I'm not trying to steal his jokes, but that's just a fact of life. I mean, for the good sometimes, then it can be something for the bad. But if you make enough money, you can be, they'll take you. Look at Bob Marley. Bob Marley got taken by the white people so quickly, they scooped him up. They love Bob Marley. White people love Bob Marley. Jimi Hendrix. They love Jimi Hendrix. Oh my God. Jimi Hendrix and Bob Marley are, fighting tooth and nail in heaven right now. There is no heaven, but I'm just saying, for their spite in the white man's eyes, and how their legacies are supposed to be, entwined within the Caucasian race. Rick James says Chuck Berry, but they gave him back. That's true. That was a good one, Rick James. Yeah, Chuck Berry. Yeah, he was allegedly, or maybe definitely, I haven't looked it up, but he was putting cameras under toilet seats and stuff like that. It's crazy. Oh man, but I want to talk about Bill Gore real quick, because he did an amazing thing in the 50s. This is what happens. You have an idea, you get it together. You get together in a garage. You get together in a basement. He got together in a basement in Newark, Delaware, in his home in 1958. That's absolutely amazing. And it was Bob Gore who died recently. His son, in 2020. So he went to University of Delaware and University of Minnesota. And they had ties to the DuPont. So I think that's extraordinary. I get to talk about Bob Gore, and I can talk about Sukihana in the same breath because they had ties to Delaware. That that's pretty extraordinary because you can't really do that with a lot of people. But the state is so small; it's the second state by area, second smallest state by area, only second to Rhode Island. Rhode Island is the smallest state in the union, but it has Brown University. It has an Ivy League university, and it has the show Providence that aired in the 2000s, I think, or the late 90s at least, something like that. And in the tri-state of Delaware, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, Delaware is the only one without a Ivy League school. They're trying. I've heard whispers of them trying to make University of Delaware an Ivy League school, but I just don't see that happening. I don't see that. Their accreditation is different. I think the number of people and especially their selection process has to be different. So I think that is key to where we are as individuals today. I think that's very um I think it's very profound. I think it's very it's completely hold on. Hold on. Rick James is saying some real wild stuff. Hold on. Hold on. I'm looking up Chuck Berry right now. Hey, toy. He was busted for allegedly possessing footage of hundreds of women in various stages of undress. He obtained this footage using hold on. Cameras installed in Missouri-based restaurant. So it was either at the under the toilet or somewhere around the toilet. I don't know. That seems ridiculous to me. That seems like next level, lech stuff. That's definitely lecherous. Delaware said, okay, Rick James says Delaware is the cesspool for the greats. Well, I wouldn't say it's a cesspool. It's a hub. Delaware is a hub. Delaware is the diamond state. It is the diamond state, and it was called by Thomas Jefferson a long time ago, almost maybe more than 200 years, or at least 180 years. But maybe even more than 180 years. I don't know. I'm terrible at mathematics, so. But he said, Delaware is the diamond state. He called it the diamond state because of our proximity to Philly, New York, Baltimore, and DC. And all of them have had TV shows, films, different books, everything written about it. But Delaware is like, too small, too boring, not enough people. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm all right. Okay. And there are some people that have been able to, write about it and speak about it, but it just hasn't made that huge dent. I'm waiting for you, girl. You could be the one. You could be the one that really blasts off before another guy blasts off in your face. You could be the one. So I'm challenging you, girl. I know you're smart. I know you were calculating in that interview. You know what a musician is. You know what all that is. Yes, I have to think about Bob Marley in Delaware. Bob Marley spent a little bit of time in Delaware. He spent time on the GM plant that making cars. Bob Marley spent time in Delaware. That's a fact. I hope the movie shows that. I don't know what the movie's gonna be like, but I hope they spend a little bit of time with the idea that Bob Marley had spent time in Delaware. That is I thank you again. See, so you're off and on, Rick James. Yeah, Stephen Marley. He was born in Wilmington, Delaware. He's an 8-time Grammy Award winner. Thank you for that. Okay. See, I didn't even realize that. He's from Wilmington, Delaware. That's a fact. But he was raised in Kingston. So he may have been born in Delaware, but he didn't have the experience of Delaware, I don't think, or too much experience. But I'll give him that much. I'll give him the fact that he was born in Wilmington. I'll give him that. So salute to Stephen. Is it Stefan Marley or Stephen Marley? The actor who played Bob Marley in the movie is one of his sons. Oh, okay, great. I didn't even realize that. That's pretty extraordinary. He's 52. Oh, he's 51. He'll be 52 on April 20th, same day as Killer Mike. Same day as Adolf Hitler. Same day as 420. He's born on 420. That's funny. And you know what Bob Marley is associated with, marijuana culture. So that's kind of interesting. But hey, it's been real. I had a good time. I had a really great broadcast. Wasn't a lot of people jumping in. This may be a trout. I have marlin and trout stories. I don't care. Sometimes I'll do a trout one because I like trout. I don't want to get the marlin. Sometimes I'll do the trout, but this could be a marlin story. I don't know. It's up to y'all. If y'all want to push it, let other people know. If y'all want to, get the numbers up, put it up. Share. That's all you got to do. So thank you very much to Dot Focus, Klaus, Supreme, and of course, the lady, Angie Cooper, and also Rick James. Thank you very much to all of you. I appreciate you. And okay, he says he'll fire him. All right, but I gotta go. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. Take care.